Here's my coronavirus log for week 47. Details and timestamps are below in the description, and here's the general outline. Saturday, January 30th. I wasn't feeling well yesterday, but after a good night's sleep, I'm feeling much better. So I actually canceled my COVID test tomorrow, which I'm good. I probably overreacted, but I was really feeling not very good. But good night's sleep, I feel much better. Been pretty domestic today. Just doing some laundry, kind of chilling around the house. Usually on either Friday evening or Saturday morning, I end up putting together the previous week's video and doing all the timestamps and stuff like that and loading that up. So I actually did that this morning, and kind of exciting. I've never figured this out before, but I use my printer as a scanner because I need to do something for work. And I was like, this is an all-in-one. I've never used it before. I just haven't. It's surprising, 9 months into this damn thing. But it was pretty handy. Scanned in a nine-page document with really no issue. It's not as quick as it would be on a freaking multifunction device copier in the office, but it still worked, no problem. What else going on? Watched WandaVision just now. Man, that's a good show. And it's episode 4 is the one I just watched, and it's actually kind of switching from what you're seeing on screen within Westview to what's going on outside. And I don't want to do any spoilers or anything like that, but it definitely got even more interesting. It was kind of like, okay, the whole 50s, 60s, 70s sitcom thing was kind of interesting with a little, clues dropped in everywhere. One more episode of that would have been too many, so I think they did the right thing here. Super cold this morning. It was 2 degrees when I woke up, so no walk outside. Sammy still got the sutures in her leg. She could probably do it, but she's still got the little cone on. We get her stitches taken out on Tuesday, so just walking on the treadmill instead of the normal walks to make sure I get my steps in. Sunday, January 31st. It is freaking cold out again. Woke up to it 5 below today, and I guess we've got a pretty major nor'easter inbound hitting tomorrow and Tuesday. We're supposed to get between 8 and 15 inches of snow. Certainly glad I've got my snowblower back. Just sitting here in the office. I don't know about you guys, but almost all my correspondence now is done via either email or online. All my bills and stuff like that. But I still get stuff in the mail, stuff for my taxes. Even that I usually just go online, or stuff for healthcare coverage or whatever. But I'm bad about, I holler at my daughter about this, but I'm just as bad about diligently going through my mail. I'll go through periods where every time I get it, I open it up, but half the time it's junk mail or shit that I know what it is, or I think I do. So I'll just take it, throw it on the corner of my desk. That pile got pretty big, so I'm at the point now where I'm like, I got several weeks worth of shit I got to go through. So I'm just sorting through that now. And actually, one of the things I found in there is good because it was something that I needed to do for my daughter's health benefits to validate, like upload her birth certificate or something like that. That had I not gone through it, they would have been like, yeah, we're going to drop the coverage effective March if you don't validate with this a copy of the birth certificate or whatever. So anyway, that's what I'm doing here Sunday at 11:15, and all done. Monday, February 1st. Holy cow, already through January. I'm supposed to get a nor'easter today. Oops, I'm chewing on a bone. But so far it hasn't hit yet, so who knows how much snow we're going to get. They were saying as much as 2 inches an hour, maybe overnight. We'll see. Supposed to take Sammy to the vet tomorrow afternoon, late in the afternoon, to get her sutures out. That'll be nice. She can take her donor off, and we can get back to our regular routine of walks. Biden's trying to get the coronavirus bill through Congress. He's collaborating with, or at least listening. It looks like there's 10 GOP senators that are trying to counter with a smaller size bill. But at least they're talking. Still a lot of drama going on with the Republican Party. There's a split between those who are following Trump, those who are trying to move on. I actually, this morning, sent a note to all of my elected officials from the state on all the way up to President Biden, where basically I said, look at, you can't, appeasement is not a strategy that works, pointing to Neville Chamberlain and Hitler in the 1930s. And there needs to be accountability for the actions of June 6th. I don't know that the GOP will stand up in the Senate and actually impeach Trump, but there needs to be some type of accountability. Just a censure like tisk, tisk, tisk isn't going to work. which is different than revenge. And I actually got into a little bit of a Facebook debate with some folks, because if you look at after World War One, the Versailles Treaty for Germany punished Germany. It was not it was revenge, and it directly it destroyed Germany, and it absolutely led to the rise of Hitler and Nazism, and ultimately caused World War II. Whereas after World War II, there was consequences for the Nazis, but there was also a reconciliation, a reconstruction with the Marshall Plan. Some of the debate I had with a buddy was that, well, that was as much about selling American products as it was anything. And I'm like, well, the two aren't mutually exclusive. A thing can be many things at once. But I guess my point is there needs to be accountability for those who incited the insurrection. In my view, definitely Trump, Giuliani, Cruz, Hawley, Stefanik, all those folks that did that. There needs to be a reconciliation. By reconciliation, I mean justice, not revenge, justice. And only then can we talk about moving on from unity. Because the GOP, the Trumpers are all like, oh, let's forget about this. Well, you need to be, let's discuss unity. Can't be unity without justice. And that's part of what the problem we're in now in this country is that happened after the Civil War. The Reconstruction just stopped, and essentially things went back to the way they were. And so that was never dealt with. There was never any consequences. So, I don't know. Said a lot. We'll see. Tuesday, February 2nd. Sammy got her stitches out. Doesn't have to wear the donut of shame anymore. And is sound asleep. We take her collar off at night. And there she is snoring. Wednesday, February 3rd. Just finishing up the workday. In the news, you've got still drama going on within the GOP as there's a battle between basically the Trump and QAnon and kind of ultra right wing, and the kind of what's left of the GOP, whatever the hell's left there. There's actually a lot of people leaving the Republican Party, but the problem is there's also people that the QAnon, the kind of what I call the crazies, the ultra right wing Trumpers are also threatening to leave and join his up. Hold on, I gotta go. Thursday, February 4th. I just got done watching a briefing for work where they brought in our chief medical officer, and she briefed everybody about the COVID-19 vaccine. A lot of detail as far as how it was developed, why it's safe, why they were able to develop it so quickly, and then just kind of what are the other details as far as, should you get it, what are the risks, and after you do get it, are you immune? Can you just go on as usual? A couple things. One, she said it is normal for the 2-dose vaccine that after the second dose, you might feel a little crummy. She said that's your body gearing up to fight the virus. So and it just takes a little bit of a she's like, that's how it's working. So you might feel a little crummy for a day or two. She said she's getting it tomorrow, so she expects to feel a little crummy over the weekend. And she's like the benefits of getting the vaccine far outweigh feeling crummy for a weekend, as well as went into some of the scary stuff about COVID that they still don't know all the full impacts of it. That what kind of effects can it have long term? They're still determining that, and it's amazing how much they've learned about it in just the past year since it started coming out. The other thing is she mentioned that, hey, even once you get the vaccine, you can still transmit it. So you could still infect other people. I guess it's a much lower risk, but I didn't realize that. I kind of thought once you got it, you were good. So they kind of ended up a bit of a downer where it's like, hey, look, there's no silver bullet right now. It's going to be a bit of a long haul to overcome this, to get everybody vaccinated, to get control of this virus. And then the other thing they're doing is dealing with, okay, what type of boosters, et cetera, they're going to have to deal with as far as variations and mutations of the virus that they're going to have to deal with. But so it was encouraging, informative. I've certainly been an advocate again, and I encourage everybody, when you can get the vaccine, please do it, because I think it will help the overall pandemic and get it under control. But also eye-opening just how scary COVID is, and I think we've all got it I wouldn't say accustomed to it, but it's almost become numb to it. It's like, yeah, okay, another 4,000 people died or whatever. I'd have to even look. I mean, we're still over 500,000 people have died in the United States alone. But anyway, stay safe. Be well. This is the part where I talk about music. So Fontaines was on Jimmy Fallon on the Tonight Show, I think Thursday night last week. I didn't catch it that night, so I just watched it on YouTube this morning. Man, I love how creative they are, not just as far as musically, but the video they did. They did it from a pub, kind of a walk through the pub while they did the song. Was really pretty cool. I'll plug some in here from YouTube. Might get flagged for copyright, and I might have to take it out. So if it's not there, that's why. But really looking forward to seeing live shows again, and it's just really been fun watching those guys in particular, meeting them early on, getting a chance to know them a little bit. Really good guys, and then watching their rise and tracking them and seeing them do well and seemingly handle it well. They don't seem to have gotten carried away with it, and they've stayed true to themselves, both in as far as the people they are and their character, as well as true to their art. Anyway, check this out.
Our next guests are nominated for a Grammy for Best Rock Album, performing the title track from their album, A Hero's Death. Here's Fontaines, D.C.
Life ain't always empty. 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 Don't get stuck in the past. Say your favorite things at mass. Tell your mother that you love her. Or go out of your way for others. Sit beneath a light that suits you and look forward to a brighter future. Life ain't always empty. 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 Sink as far down as you could be pulled up. Happiness really ain't all about luck. Let your mean or be your deep down self. And don't sacrifice your life for your health. When you speak, speak sincere. Believe me, friend, everyone will hear. Life ain't always empty. Life ain't always empty. Life ain't always empty.
So we're kind of following this Suspect 208, which is the band that has the sons of Slash, one of the guys from Suicidal Tendencies, and had Scott Weiland from Some Type of Pilot Lights, Scott Weiland's son Noah, in it, and he got thrown out of the band for drug abuse, which is sad. But they actually got a new lead singer, and they just released a new song. So give it a listen. I'm not sure how I feel about these guys. It's kind of, I don't know, just give it a listen. Yeah, I'm not sold.
I went home with the waitress, the way I always do. emotions too. I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. Ha! I'm an innocent bystander. Somehow I got stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I'm down on my luck. Yes, I'm down on my luck. Well, I'm down on my luck. I'm hiding in Honduras. I'm a desperate man. Send lawyers, guns, and money. This shit has hit the fan. All right, send lawyers, guns, and money. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Hey! Send lawyers, guns, and money. Oh! Yeah.
Just as an FYI, I've created Spotify playlists for both this week's music as well as all the quarantine vinyl that I've listened to. It's in the description below.
What did Craig get from Amazon?
All right, so why is this package in my sink? Well, because my buddy TJ has been taken to torturing me with packing peanuts. So in response, I actually sent him a letter that was a glitter bomb. Also had a good CD in it from the Irish band Thumper. But it was full of glitter. So just in case there's retaliation, I'm like, let me open this in my sink. Just in case this thing's full of glitter or something like that. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. I think it was, hopefully it will not be escalated. So it looks like, yes, there are some packing peanuts in here. Hopefully no glitter. Oh, nice. Looks like it is a, oh, sweet. Look at this. Some Yankees swag. And let's see what the shirt is. Must be from his coaching days. A random polo shirt from Nike. Very cool. Outstanding. And most importantly, only 3 packing peanuts. So I appreciate that. Thanks, bud. Gift card for the bus driver that's so nice to Sammy. Figured I'd give her because I know she's got 3 dogs. So, and she gave Sammy a bunch of treats. things I want to be able to do is measure watch bands and other things. And some vinyl. This was even more of a freaking impulse buy than my normal vinyl purchase. I forget what the hell I was watching, but they had the song Lawyers, Guns, and Money come across, and I'm like, I want that on vinyl. So I went on eBay and found this on Copus and Erica's Texas Finds, which I guess is their site. Excitable boy. And there are some freaking classics on here. I'm not usually a big, this isn't usually my scene, but Zevon's, Werewolves of London.
I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for the place called Lee Ho Fooks. Gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein. Ahoo, werewolves of London.
Then Lawyers, Guns, and Money. That's pretty much the entire reason. Oh, produced by Jackson Brown. Well, I did not know that. Interesting. Anyways, a little old school stuff. Man, this is taped the hell out of this. Bubble wrap and not packing peanuts. Oh, yeah. Taylor Swift Folklore. This is a freaking good album. This is the one that surprised me, that I was like, wait a second. When I saw that she worked with Aaron Dessner from The National, I went and checked this out and was like, holy shit, this is good.
Make sure nobody sees you leave. Hood over your head, keep your eyes down. Tell your friends you're out for a run. You'll be flushed when you return. Take the road less traveled by. Tell yourself you can always stop. What started in beautiful rooms ends with meetings in parking lots. And that's the thing about illicit affairs and clandestine meetings and longing stares. It's born from just one single glance, but it dies and it dies and it dies a million little times.
So, and when I went to get it on Amazon and or wherever else, it was freaking sold out. So, now I got to get probably get Evermore as well, although I like Folklore much better. And they actually did a thing on Disney, going through and showing the recording. This a very cleaned up version of it. Didn't everything? If you believe the documentary, everything was done in one take, just like that. So I like seeing when they do stuff like that. I kind of like seeing the sausage being made in the process more. But yeah. So now I have a Taylor Swift album. I guess I'm what do they call it? A Tay-Tay fan. All right, this should be the Foo Fighters' new album, Medicine at Midnight, which I'm excited to get today because today is the release day. I pre-ordered it, and what often happens, and it's frustrating, is that you pre-order it months ahead of time, and then release day comes, and then you don't get it for like a day or two after that. So, which kind of defeats the purpose of being early in, giving them your money early, pre-order it when you can actually just wait and freaking go to the record store and get it sooner. So in this case, it was a win. So very nice. So it's a different sound than they had. I've heard some of it already. They've had No Son of Mine is already out. Shame, Shame, and then Waiting on a War. But I'll have to give the rest of this a listen out, and I'll share some of it as well, which hopefully doesn't get blocked. But no, love this band. I mean, their early stuff's better, but they continue to evolve, and Dave Grohl's amazing, just as a human being and as an artist. So that's the title track. Different sound than their normal sound. I could have listened to the whole album. And actually, my buddy TJ is hooking me up. I just got the standard vinyl. He actually got the colored blue version at his local record store, along with a freaking slipcover to throw on the turntable. And he's going to ship me that, and I'm going to send him my version, which is really cool. So thank you. But no, I'm looking forward to digesting the whole album. Friday, February 5th, finishing up kind of a busy week. It's been a good week, but busy with work. Beautiful day out today. Took the pup for a couple of nice long walks. I am excited because it is my cheat weekend. I'm down 25 pounds. Diet and exercise works. I got more to go. But what I've decided to make this sustainable is the first weekend of every month. It's going to be my cheat weekend where I'll have stuff that I wouldn't normally eat, that I used to eat too much of. So I am looking forward to actually having a pizza, some bacon, and some wings. Super Bowl's on Sunday. I got to figure out how to watch that because I've got Hulu, and they still have not come to terms with Sinclair Broadcasting, which is the network that owns the local CBS station, as well as the Yes Network where the Yankees are broadcast. But I'd switched already from YouTube TV to Hulu because they couldn't come to terms. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, Sinclair Broadcasting, if you're not going to figure it out. I think I can watch it online. We'll see what I do on Sunday. And if not, I think I can sign up for CBS All Access and just do like a 7-day free trial and watch it there. I'll figure it out one way or another. In Congress, a couple things going on. You still got all the Trumpers versus the kind of more conventional Republicans battling within the GOP. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the nut job from Georgia in the House, the House voted to kick her off her two committees that she was sitting on, which I think is good because she's crazy. And there's also a fight brewing where there was an attempt at collaboration for a COVID bill, and they were just too far off with the GOP. And kudos to Biden. He's not fucking around. He's like, look, the economy needs it. We've got the power in the Senate to do it. They're just going to push it through with reconciliation, which the Republicans did a bunch of times. And I'm like, I think that's a reasonable thing to do because I think Obama was too much of let's try and do this. And at the end of the day, the Republicans, for the most part, weren't negotiating in good faith anyway. So it's like, hey, look, what's good for the goose, good for the gander. I think that you will get more cooperation between the two. I hope, but we'll see. But hope everybody's safe and well. If anybody's actually still watching these, and have a great weekend.